when the welfare system was developed to such an extent that it has become an organ of social control, because it's enough to keep people comfortable and not looking for their own independent jobs, but not enough to enable them to live independently and become responsible for their own lives. As a child in Texas, my political hero was Lyndon Baines Johnson. Even though I wasn't old enough to vote, I still considered myself a Republican, but Lyndon Baines Johnson was the politician that I knew about. So that when he came along with his Great Society as an answer to trying to control poverty in our country, he did not envision having people grow up generations upon generations on welfare. His concept was very much like our Republican view of sympathy and help for people. You help people to get on their feet, and you help people by training them. You help people by developing the opportunity for them to be educated, become educated, or to be trained in taking care of themselves and their families. But that is to enable them to take responsibility for their own lives. But as the system developed, it was easier to use it to maintain control of the people who were in the system. And certainly those who managed the elections in the major cities found ample reason for getting all of those people on the welfare rolls. But it also played into the hands of the social planners of the birth control, population control movement. Because if the person was on welfare, it gave you the opportunity to keep tabs on them. And I've heard from people who have come to us complaining that even without asking if they were in any kind of family situation, they were asking what kind of contraceptives did they use and trying to enroll them in their programs. But you will notice there also was an extended period that in order to get welfare, the family could not have a living father in the household. That helped break down the barriers. And the feminist movement itself has had an impact, because telling women that they didn't have to have men, they could have their children anyway, you don't have to have them hanging around. Oh, you can do whatever they can do. But everything breaking down the agreement, the covenant of a society. A great republic like ours works because everyone respects the covenant of an organized society. There are choices that can be allowed, other choices that must be refused. And anybody who demands the right to do whatever one wants to do because one chooses to do so demands social anarchy. But it means the collapse of every structure that maintains the society and maintains the country. And of course, the most critical of that is the family structure.
You view the family structure then as the primary covenant?
Primary because it is there that you learn to participate and what part you are in the overall covenant. But right now, the covenant is breaking down far and wide.
And why is it so associated as a political force to be broken down by the Democratic body?
I don't understand why, because I think much of the Democratic Party is hijacked. The Democratic Party of Teddy Kennedy is not the Democratic Party of John Kennedy. And Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Harry Truman would be, I suppose, trying to drive them out as Christ drove the money changers out of the temple. But they have the vote. And because they have the vote, they are pulling it in the direction that they wanted to go, which is not a wise direction for maintaining either stability or people.